Guys, I was out for a jog this morning and I did this lovely little yoga sequence afterwards to really stretch out the legs and the hips, and I found it really nice, and I just thought I would share that with you guys. Coming into the nice weather, a lot of us are getting out jogging again. Um, Even if you're not a jogger, maybe you're just going out for a walk, this can be a nice little sequence to do as well. So let's get into it. So I was starting off just on my back, and you can just lay one leg out long and take the other leg into your chest, hugging the knee into your chest as much as feels comfortable for you. Just letting your heart rate start to slow down after your jog. And you can start moving the knee left and right a little bit, just working into that hip joint a little bit. Keeping the left hip on the mat as you do so. So not sort of lifting the left hip up at the same time. Keeping your both hips down. Let's switch over, taking the left knee into the chest. Just pulling that in as much as feels comfortable for you. Taking the left sole down to the ground and right leg straight up towards the ceiling. And then you can hold on anywhere. You can clasp your fingers behind your leg, or you can hold on to your big toe and just gently drawing your big toe down towards the ground, towards your face. If you're here and your leg is bent, that's fine as well. You're just going as much as is comfortable for you. So you're just working on straightening the leg. So it's better to have your leg here and straight rather than over here and bent. A bit of a stretch through the hamstring, the back of the leg there. And we're going to let that go, and we're going to go for the other side. The sole of the foot is sort of pushing up towards the ceiling. Both of your hip points are down on the mat. And you might grab onto your big toe and encourage it down towards the mat. Now taking this foot back down, we're just going to start to rock and roll along the length of our spine. You're going to have your hands down if that helps you with a bit of momentum. And we're going to rock up to cross-legged. And from here, I'm just going to turn so that I have space. We're just going to roll over into our down dog. So we're going to push the hips up and back into down dog. Your hands are hip distance, your feet are hip distance. No, your hands are shoulder distance and your feet are hip distance. Don't mind me. So from here, we're just going to pedal out the feet. So we're bending one knee and then the other knee, straightening out the opposite legs. And I always say just do any movements in down dog that make you feel comfortable. So from here, I love to just go over onto the outside edge of my right foot, back to center, and then outside edge of the left foot. So left foot is on the outside edge, and then right foot you can be on the sole or the inside edge. Let's do that once more either side. Cool, back to center. Now we're going to step the right foot up between the hands, dropping the left knee and pointing the toes. So we're here in our low lunge. We're going to get a nice stretch through the hips here. So we're going to just sink forwards to feel that nice inner groin stretch. And then rock back on the heel so that we feel a nice stretch through the back of the leg. And you can just keep that moving with your own breath. moving back and forwards in time with your own breath. Now planting the right sole down on the mat. And we're going to bend the left knee and reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. You can do this pose with the right knee and the left foot down on the mat, just like this in your twist. Or if it's accessible to you, you can bend into the left knee and you can reach the right hand back, hold on to the left knee. This is just fab if you've been for a run because it's a really nice quad stretch. So you can just sort of push the foot into your hand and pull the foot back towards you, creating some resistance there between your hand and your foot. At the same time, we're just opening the chest up towards the ceiling. Feeling really nice this morning after kind of working on my cardio health this morning. I feel like I can breathe better. And really slowly let that foot back down, otherwise you can really hurt your knee. Let's just step back into down dog for a moment and then we can go to the other side. I will turn around so you can see me on the other side. So we're going to step the left foot up between the hands, dropping the right knee, pointing the toes. And we're going to just rock back and forwards on this left heel. We're just coming forwards as much as is feeling comfortable and good for us in the groin. And we're rocking back as much as is comfortable for us to stretch. So you might be here with your knee bent. You might be totally straight, whatever is working for you in this moment. And let's just make it a nice mindful yogic experience by moving with the breath. Cool. So, placing the left sole back down, taking your right palm down to the mat, reaching your left fingertips up to the ceiling on an inhale. And you can stay here in your twist, otherwise you're bending through your right knee, you're reaching back your left hand to hold on to your right foot, and then you're going for that resistance again. You're pulling the foot towards you with your hand and you're pushing the foot away into your hand. And opening up the chest towards the ceiling. Yeah, I love this quad stretch after a jog because you're doing so much. You know, you're really stretching through the front quad there. You're opening out the chest. You feel really alive. Your breath is feeling really great. And relaxing nice and gentle, bringing that foot back down to the mat. Stepping back into down dog for a moment. And from here, we're going to come down to the mat and we're going to head over to our backs for a bridge pose. We're just going to take the feet in close to the bum. You should be able to touch your heels with your fingers. Feet are hip distance apart, knees are hip distance apart, and they're going to stay hip distance apart throughout the pose. So you can lift your hips up, and you can just shuffle your shoulder blades under. And just take a few nice easy breaths here. I think it can be really nice to kind of stretch out the front body, stretch out the abdominal muscles after a jog. You know, it depends on your running style. I kind of engage my abs quite a lot when I'm running. And exhaling, really slowly coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking the knees into the chest, arms out wide. And we're just going to send the knees over to the right as we gaze over the left shoulder. Really feeling this now in my outer hip here, my glute. Coming back to center and sending the knees down to the left as you gaze over the right shoulder. Coming back to center. Second last little thing, we're just going to hold on to our knees and draw little circles one way. And little circles the other way. And finally, we're going to stretch the legs out long, arms down by the sides. You might want to keep your legs a little bit wider, maybe hip distance, maybe yoga mat distance. Letting your feet flop out to the sides. Your arms are a little bit wider than your mat. Your palms facing upwards. And this is Shavasana. It is our final resting pose. You can just take some nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Before just settling in for a few minutes of Shavasana, allowing your body to feel totally supported by your yoga mat. Just basking in that beautiful afterglow of your jog. Feeling alive, appreciating life. Appreciating the breath as it breathes life, breathing oxygen into all of your cells. And just noticing how you feel more and more relaxed with each exhale. And if you have time to give yourself another few moments in Shavasana or in a seated meditation, this would be a fab time for that. Otherwise, we're going to reach the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. And drawing the knees in, rolling over to one side, and pushing up to a seated position. Just taking the hands together to the heart, and a little namaste. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this class. I hope it was useful for you, and happy running. Bye.